Well, thank you very much for joining us for this fantastic celebration of the Assembly's commitment to involve young people in our work of representing the people of Wales, making laws and holding the Welsh Government to account. Today we are marking an important milestone in our efforts to enhance the ways in which we engage with young people. And we have made our youth engagement as one of our top priorities of this, our fourth Assembly. Now, we see and hear too many stories of young people becoming disengaged in politics at an early age. So we want to show you that the work we do as Assembly members does actually matter to you. And our work is about the issues that affect you now and also in the future. So whether we are in our constituencies or working in committees, debating in the chamber, or out and about representing the people who elected us, it is all about you and the future. So to ensure our democracy thrives, we need to inspire young people. Some may want to follow in my footsteps and those of my fellow Assembly members by choosing to take on the rather demanding but immensely rewarding role and the challenges of public life. Others will wish to pursue a variety of other paths, but whatever your choice in later life, it is absolutely essential that you have the opportunity to participate from an early age in shaping the country and communities in which you want to live. Now, we recently consulted with young people across Wales about ways to encourage and support them in getting involved in what we do here at the National Assembly. And we had a fantastic response to the consultation, receiving 3,000 responses. Now, these responses told us that there's a huge appetite from young people across Wales to have their say on the issues that matter to them. And we can help by ensuring that you will have the opportunities to do this by participating in Assembly business. Now, in response to the consultation, we have agreed a new vision as we want the Assembly to be seen as a world leader in youth engagement. And it is important that young people can have their opinions on the issues that matter to them heard and valued at the heart of Welsh democracy. Our approach has three key parts. First is reaching out, and we will make sure that wherever they are and whatever their backgrounds, young people in Wales can learn about the work the Assembly is doing so they can decide how it is relevant to their passions and their interests. Second, it's enabling debate, and we will provide a variety of ways for young people to take part in our work in ways which are fun, inspiring, and tailored specifically to their needs. And third, and importantly, that's feedback. We will explain to young people how their contributions are making a difference so that they and others want to get more involved in the future. Now, we are putting in place a number of service improvements to help achieve this vision, and we are bringing in youth workers who are particularly skilled to complement the existing expertise in our outreach and education teams. We are strengthening our networks of youth groups and organisations, and we are establishing a programme of events to put young people at the heart of our engagement work. Central to all these efforts will be our determination to involve young people from harder to reach groups by offering more engagement outside the school environment. Now, we have developed toolkits to bring together best practice and advice for Assembly members and staff, working with our committees as well as in constituencies, and that's important, working here and in the constituencies. And we are making the most of our online presence by using our youth website as a hub of information and discussion, as well as finding new ways to communicate through other social media channels. Now, this work is underpinned by a new charter, which forms a contract between us and the young people of Wales. It sets out what young people can expect from the Assembly and what we can expect from them, and that's you. And I'm delighted that all leaders of all the parties represented in the Assembly are here to join me in signing the Charter. Now, this is a contract with young people, so not just us signing it, it's a contract with you. So I would like you later on to make sure you sign the Charter once the formal proceedings are over. Now, this afternoon, we will place our shared commitment on record at the start of today's plenary proceedings, which will take place in the chamber behind you. So I would like to invite you all to come to the viewing gallery, ready for that by about 1:25. So you will now hear from Keith Towler, who is Children's Commissioner for Wales, followed by Nick Savini, who you've already seen this morning, who will talk briefly about this morning's question time with Assembly members that a few of you took part in. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Keith Towler.
Wow. Hello, everybody. This is all about you getting your say and getting your voices heard. So, hello, everybody. Hello. Fantastic opportunity to be here today. Can I just thank the presiding officer, Rosemary Butler, for the opportunity to say a few words today as we think about the way in which the National Assembly for Wales engages with children and young people. I've heard Rosemary Butler talk before about the importance of democracy, an interest in party politics, an interest in the issues that affect children and young people. And when I first met Rosemary to talk about all of these issues, it became pretty clear to me that she was absolutely determined to make sure that children and young people were a pivotal part of this whole place. And why is that? Well, that's because children and young people sometimes are referred to as people who are important because you are our future. But actually, you're much more important to us now today because you're here right now with views and experiences that we want to hear as adults, so that the democracy and the decisions that go on in this place are directly informed by what children and young people think and feel about all kinds of things. Of course, at the heart of all of that, Wales is a country who have completely endorsed, and in fact the first country in the UK, to pass a piece of law which makes sure that the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child is central to everything that we do. And Article 12 in that convention makes it really clear that children and young people should have a say in the decisions that affect their lives. That's not just about the decisions that affect you on a personal basis, it's also about the decisions that are made that affect children and young people across the whole of Wales. So I'm absolutely delighted that this charter is going to be signed by our political leaders in Wales and has been spearheaded by Rosemary Butler. It's really important, I think, that the National Assembly for Wales responds to the views and experiences of children and young people. It's also important that our Welsh Government does its work to make sure that there are national participation structures in place for children and young people to engage. And many of you will be involved in regional forums, and it's fantastic to see. I did think I'd start to name check people, but if I start doing that, Geraldine from Merthyr will tell me that I've got it all wrong, and I'm bound to forget others. But those of you who are involved in school councils, in your regional forums, maybe representative on the national structure with Funky Dragon at the moment, you should take some pride at what we have created here. And this step that the presiding officer has taken forward is really important for the National Assembly for Wales. So I'm really looking forward to watching our political leaders sign this charter. It's a charter that binds them to you as children and young people. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, you're going to be sick to death of the sight of me because I was chairing the debate that we just had. See the political leaders there, they're probably already sick to the death of seeing me as well. I'm just for a couple of minutes just going to run through a question time that I chaired for about an hour earlier on this morning. David Melding, Ken Skates, Rena Bjodworth and Aled Roberts were all part of it. Some of the issues that came up I thought were really pertinent in terms of the kinds of things today is all about. A big one was about engagement in politics. I was reminded of quite an amusing little story on Radio Wales this morning. A lot of reshuffles going on at the moment, and someone said, it was a polling expert actually, said it's basically a load of people we've never really heard of being replaced by another load of people we don't really know the names of either. So how do you get people engaged in politics? You know, the media have a role in this as well. One of the questions really suggested that the Yahoo kind of drama of the chamber, to some extent that we get here with the political leaders at the Senedd, but even more so at a Westminster level, was a huge turn-off for loads of people, and how there was a desire for that to change. In terms of some of the other issues that we talked about, education, obviously a great subject. We've got a load of school pupils asking the questions. One was about the inherent unfairness about how certain schools could really offer a huge breadth and range of GCSE subjects and other schools couldn't. So then we began the debate about really whether the core compulsory subject is enough to keep the standards the same right across the country. Another 17-year-old asked the question about why he was forced to do the Welsh Baccalaureate at a time when he really wanted to specialise in certain subjects that would help him at university. So as well as that, we had a couple of real kind of tried and tested subject areas that everyone's trying to wrestle with, but the geography of Wales makes it very difficult to deal with, which is, of course, transport between North and South Wales. It was one of the questions asked by one of the school people at one of the schools in Anglesey, I think, and a really interesting debate to kick things off on the Welsh language. And all of the panellists had some interesting anecdotes on this. David Melding talked about his radical view that a target for all schools to have a bilingual element in the future. Ken Skates talked about how his parents went to a after-school function to try to develop the use of Welsh, and they would all take a bottle of wine and they'd come home slurring in Welsh. Reen talked about George North being a real role model, and I believe went to one of the schools, which is here, yeah, and how the use of the role models could really help promote Welsh. And Aled Roberts talked about how he went to an English language school and a switch went in his head at some stage in his sort of late teenage years, where he really made the decision to start to communicate in Welsh a lot more than he had done in the past. So I hope that's useful. That is just some of the themes that were discussed during our question time this morning.
Well, thank you, Keith, and thank you, Nick, very much for those contributions. And when I say 5 minutes, people usually ignore it, but I'm glad that you haven't ignored it and you kept to the 5 minutes today. Not suggesting that Assembly members ignore what I say, but when it comes to timing, sometimes we're a little bit wayward. But can I just say thank you very much for everyone for coming. Just remember that the message today is it is your Assembly, have your say and your way. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 4 party leaders who've come together today in total unison to sign this. First of all, Carwyn Jones, the First Minister, Andrew Archie Davis, Leader of the Opposition, Leanne Wood, who's Leader of Plaid Cymru, and Kirsty Williams, who's Leader of the Welsh Liberal Democrats. And we're all going to sign this without knocking it over, I hope. Wow, thank you very much. That's it. Don't encourage them too much, can I say thank you very much indeed for that. Lunch is now being served upstairs, but I do hope that as many as possible will sign this, and I think there's another chart for you to sign as well. Very important, it's not just us signing, but you have to be implicit in this as well. So enjoy lunch, have a look around the stalls that are there. If you want a quick snap with any of the party leaders, we might be able to arrange it before they rush off, and then we'll see you at 1:25 in the public gallery. Diolch yn fawr, enjoy the rest of the day.